Washuka. I'm sorry. Karibu.
And thank you.
Okay. So the recording is on. So as I was saying, guys, this is Fun Friday. As the name suggests, it's supposed to be fun. Our topic today, campus dropout ama campus product. So majorly nataka ikuwe such an interactive session. You don't have to mute kama hauna background noise kaza. Ni nani alikuwa na complain? Nani alikuwa na complain na kuna watu wa mjengo kwao? Oh, Bongera. So you don't have to mute, you can just unmute and say whatever you need to say. So basically tunataka kuongelea like your experience as someone in tech. Doesn't necessarily have to be a dev. Whatever you're doing sahi in tech. Imekuwa influenced sana na kenye umefanya campus ama do you prefer you would get into the industry ya tech alafu do campus later on ama generally computer science imekusaidiaje? So I'll personally begin with myself. Mi mwenyewe nimefanya comp science majors Maseno University, comp science with IT. So after kumaliza course, actually it was within the course, nikiwa third year, I met Sigu and then he was hosting some kind of boot camp. So tukajoin hiyo boot camp and then we started doing Ruby on Rails. So since then I was on and off. Nimeanza kucode like majorly in 2018. So that's when I started. So since then ndio nimekuwa ever serious like professionally with dev stuff and coding. But well, come to think of it, when I was in campus, the only thing ilikuwa inanimotivate ni kufanya assignment ndio ziishe. So majorly sikuwa understand why I was doing computer science at the time, but I knew I wanted a certificate at the end of the day, something that you can show that at least umefanya bachelor's, you know. So after getting into tech and starting to do code initially, ndio nikaanza kurealize the things I used to do back in school ndio zinaanza ku take form sahi. So when you talk about vitu kama data structures and algorithms, kulikuwa na automata theory, nini tena, engineering math, me those things didn't make sense to me then. But sasa I was feeling if at all I had gotten into this industry, did what I had to do first, alafu ndio nirudi shule, it would make more sense because vitu ningekuwa nasoma nikiwa shule would relate to kenye nafanya. So tulimaliza fourth year without me actually knowing what a router is, without me actually knowing MVC ni nini. Like very things were very theoretical. So I never got to experience the practical part. So I just want to hear your thoughts. Anyone can start. Naeza enda hata alphabetically, but I'm just going to pick someone random. I'm pretty sure watu watanipa excuses. Oh, mic yangu, oh, but it's okay. I'll just pick you, kikatani sawa. So
before you pick anyone, mimi niko na swali.
I'm listening, Chendereta. Kwa hiyo swali letter zote ziko silent. Akishantela, amesema kuna swali alafu akanyamaza. So kwenda kwa chat, Joy bado kwa math? What I wish people could do is introduce a gap year or in 10 minutes. It's okay. So I'll just pick someone random from the list. Austin. Aki wendo number 1 kwa hii ABCD. So tuambie, uko kama
okay, yes, I mean,
with your life currently, alafu kukua campus ama kutokuwa campus ama kudrop out of campus in influence aje kenye unafanya sahi?
Okay, so yeah, so when you wanijui, I'm Austin. I'm a software developer. Yeah, currently nafanya as na work as a dev, doing a couple of different things here and there. Yeah, so what I can say about campus ni, okay, for me campus imenisaidia to be where I am today because I remember I didn't do comp in high school, so campus has a bit influenced what I do. Yeah, so for me, campus, I'm a campus product, that is. Yes, and I'm yet to graduate, though I'm done.
Oh wait, so uliingia industry before umalize?
Yes, yeah. So okay, nilianza kazi from attachment. So where I did my attachment, so I remained there until this year vile nilimalizana na story ya active schooling, so I joined a different team, but I started in your time nilimaliza attachment. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yako ilikuwa majorly attachment ama internship? Haikuwa like you're getting into it professionally, ama?
Yes. Pardon.
Also, I'm saying yako ilikuwa attachment.
Yeah, okay, nilianza okay, I've been doing software since second year.
Mm-hmm.
So nilikuwa na Maika small clients that walikuwa wananipea majob, so ilikuwa out of passion, yes, but hiyo attachment ndio venye nilifanya nikaingia sasa ndani vizuri.
Okay. Sawa. So Liz and agree with the gap idea. Joy haizi ongea sahi because bado kwa mat. So this gap year idea, I would lie if I say I knew what that meant. Liz, inamaanisha nini the gap year thing?
Hi everyone. I hope nasikika vizuri.
Vizuri sana.
Okay. Yeah, the gap year, like it's like taking a break. Like I think it's usually that people actually apply and go on years, just that you go and then you'll join another class when Zako alisha move on. But yeah, it's never really formalized that much, the gap year bit of, you have to leave. Most of the time it's circumstantial, like you have to leave because of financial reasons or something, but it's never because mentally you're not ready or you just need a break.
Okay. I see what you mean. Ile gap year from high school before uingie campo.
Yes, there's that peer ama like while still in school.
While like still in campus.
I don't know, is that still the gap year, like between, let's say you leave school between second year and third year, you go away, then you come back after a year, you continue with school. Still on holiday, you just left.
Okay. So you think that helps?
It
in between campus years.
Yeah. According to me, it helps.
Okay, what was your experience? Did you finish campo fast before you got into coding?
Okay, I took a break.
Yeah, how long?
Mine was quite long. Okay, I took the first year. 3 years. 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I took the first year, then by the time the first year in Asia, I got a job, so I extended, then I got a job, then yeah, I had to stop myself at some point and just be like, you need to actually now go back to school. Yeah, so
you're just getting jobs and stopping them.
Yeah, so it helps you to just be at par with yourself, to catch up with, to understand what you really need from this campus life, because sometimes it can just be, get bachelor's, move on with life, graduate. Yeah, so I think it helps with understanding what you're really in campus for, I think.
And so,
according to me.
All right. And so would it help your situation better if you got into the job market for tech just way before you got into doing your bachelor's? Hata kabla uanze year.
Yeah, I think it would help because you'd get to understand what is required of you before you, like, okay, for me it wasn't, I came into tech after now I was done with my gap year. And I understood, the whole thing of promotion or just people taking you seriously without a degree out there. We're still in that era of, in Africa, you have to have papers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the experience of before you get the bachelor's, and then you're in the job market before you get it, and then now when I think it actually motivates you. You know now what you want to get, what you want to do, and you'll now go into school knowing this is what I want from here. By the time I graduate from campus, this is what I want to have done with my time, or I've gotten from this time I have.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like in my case, I was just doing the bachelor's just to do it and get done with it. But in the long run, when I started my first year, nilingia first year hivi, and I wanted to switch courses. I actually wanted to do something to do with business that everyone else was doing in Maseno. So I wanted to switch just immediately. And then I gave it time. I actually started taking everything seriously when I got to third year. So I'm feeling it is my joining campus with computer science that made me actually get into tech. So as much as sikuwa naitaka initially, eventually that passion grows. But I wouldn't recommend like someone to wacha nisi discourage watu wako shule. Yo, Frank Midigo, are you there? Can you talk?
Oh yeah, Nico.
Okay, so what's your experience? Ulipitia kampo kwanza ukamaliza ama drop out? Dropping out is okay. So yeah, so experience yako ilikuwaje?
Okay, me nime go through campus.
Yeah.
Sijamaliza. But it doesn't really matter kama umepita campus or not. But I think the main problem is tunahoga nayo, tunachukua computer science kama kudevelop applications, sijui kufanya nini. But then most of us, hata hiyo computer science course yenye unapitia, unapata there's a very big gap until you achieve what computer science really is. So hata hapa nje utapata you're a campus dropout, yes, but you're not really haujafanya computer science. Sijui kama mnanipata.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so okay, but I can say campus imeni shape, because right now at least nazaona that kuna vitu tulikuwa nafundishwa but at a shallow depth. So now you get the chance kusema that now I can improve this. Nielewe zile compilers zilikuwa zinawakaji.
Okay,
ama vile ulisema automata theory.
Na sasa what if ungeget sasa into tech kwanza ndo uende shule? Don't you think that would help? Kama Eliza amefanya, ali take a break hapo katikati.
Yeah, okay, ukifika kwa tech kwanza, then you go to school, I think unaweza kuwa ulikuwa na face challenges kwa tech. Yeah. Then you go to school, you realize that so this is what was blocking me. Yeah, then you can get the chance to proceed. But then pia sasa utapata kama uko kwa tech pesa na kushika huko. Utaki kurudi shule.
Nilishika leave.
Yeah, true.
Okay. So I get you.
Naweza ongezea kitu?
Yeah, sure.
Kabla nominate kama mtu.
Oh, hi Sigu. Nilikuwa na shout majina za kila mtu. Hi Sigu Podi.
Hi Getty Orawo.
Oh God.
Is that how you pronounce your name?
It's Orawo with a W.
Oh, it's Orawo with a W.
Wait, yeah.
Unasema kama ile ya ulisikia wapi?
Ulisikia wapi?
Ni Kerone. Ni Kerone.
Sikuiza nito Kiblagat. Nito Kiblagat.
Ni Kiptanui.
Ni Kiptanui.
Haya, sawa. So, campus, ulikuwa umeuliza swali ya campus o kitu kama hiyo, kama campus imesaidia?
Yeah.
Okay. Ama kwenda, nakumbuka kitu nilikuwa nataka kureactia. Ulikuwa umeuliza if kwenda campus kwanza, then urudi job inaweza saidia.
Yes.
It reminds me, there's a story nilikuwa nimesoma somewhere that there's a guy alitoka na bibi yake wakienda rock climbing. So, and they paid a lot of money for that. And when they got there, the instructor came, akawambia wavae, after wamevaa their nini safety whatever, who instructor ka confirm the straps are okay, everything is okay as it's supposed to be, then akawambia endeni mpande without any further instructions. So that instructor let them do that for a while, for around 15-20 minutes, then akawaita back, akaanza sasa kuexplainia how to climb. Alikuwa anasema it makes more sense if they explain to you something that you have an idea about.
Yeah, precisely.
So the instructor really made sense to these two people when he started saying ufai kupanda hivi, unafaa upande hivi na hivi na hivi na hivi. So they were like, so that's why singeweza fanya ile, singeweza fanya hii na singeweza fanya hii. So yes, maybe it might help you if you go to work first, then take a break, uende usome. The problem is, this is now an opinion, seen a story about it. The problem is that no one has that time to let you fumble with things. It is their time and money that you're trying to fumble with. So that's why what tunaifanya the reverse. You just imagine problems in the world, imagine solutions, then you go to the problem and solutions after umemaliza kuziimagine. That's when you now start working. So I think either way that you go about it, you're sorted.
Okay.
I'm going to answer a question that no one has asked, possibly. Do you mean mengia late? Kwenda campus inasaidia ama isaidi? I'm adding on top of this. So if you go to campus, nitatumia example kama ya Magak. Oh, sijaelewa kidogo. Oi, Joy. I thought we were brainmates.
Tungeanza na practical kwanza, si ndio Joy?
When Magak alienda kampo, from campus Magak anajua Mae, Magak anajuana na kina Mavo, Magak anajuana na watu. From your high school kuna watu unawajua, you can call them up na wanakusort out. In campus you create networks unknowingly. Unaonanga wale walevi mko nao kampo na wale mastona wanashindwa kuvuta weed. Hao ndio wanaenda kwa important hapa mbele. Hao ndio wanaenda kushikilia CPA, hao ndio wanaenda kukuwa maloya, hao ndio madaktari. Hebu imagine best yako akikutibu kwa daktari. Hiyo nayo huwezi kubali, but una WhatsApp unamuuliza yeye vipi ni hivi na hivi. But huwezi taka kutibu juu unajua vizuri umse ni mlevi, hata anafikanga job late. But either way, there are the people who kind of matter in this world. Unaona? So going to campus expands your networks. You might be taught all the stupid things, but ultimately you'll have the biggest network and more networks than this other person. If you don't go to campus, you'll make it in life. If you go to campus, you'll make it in life. Two options are there. So right now, if someone told you to go to a different country, tuseme Mozambique right now, acha niulize mtu kama Musanga. If right now ningekwambia next week uende Mozambique by air or road, which way would you use?
Air, of course.
Okay. And if I tell you you're paying with your own money, which way would you use?
Okay, air still.
Air still, okay.
Road.
Yeah, if I told you you're going for vacation and not work, and you have to go.
Okay, I think I'd choose the bus way.
Okay, the bus way. So,
Yeah.
nani asisema janielewa, basically trying to ask, to say is, when you have the networks or when you have the options, you have an easier life. If uko na option ya kwenda by either air or road, you'll choose air. But sometimes you're so broke that air is an option, but it's not. Siji kama naeleweka. Yes, unaweza na ndege, but huwezi juu huna hiyo pesa. So if you go to campus, you can decide and be a computer scientist because you have the certificate, or not because you don't want. But the fact that you went to campus and you have that option gives you more options in your life. So having the option is nice if you're going to use it or not. So when you're kwenda waende, when you're kwenda wasiende. If ujaenda na una computer, nimeacha kuongea, mtu mwingine next, nitaongea mingi hadi kesho. Mute.
Ulikuwa tu sawa. So yeah, I agree with Sigu when it comes to campus inakupea some kind of buffet. So when tukiwa campus tulikuwa tunafanya hadi story na networking. Was it CCNA or something? Cisco, yeah. So there was networking, there was software, alafu I took the technology option, so kulikuwa pia na hardware. Alafu ikifika third year, that's where you specialize. So I think ikifika hiyo point, once you're in, ndio unaweza jua if this thing is really for me ama if it's not. Sindio, that makes sense? Iptanoi, tupe experience yako.
Oh yes. Ngoja nitoe mask kwanza. Sasa mimi I'll give from two ways.
Yeah.
One, you realize that huku nje there's a way msee akibai gari na huo msee akuenda shule atakuwa magnified so much that imagine, you know, this guy by the anaon hii company na anafanya hivi na hakuenda shule. And yet the rest of the guys who own vehicles labda ni watu wameenda shule but nobody notices them. So kwa tech
Right.
so kwa tech ukipata naonanga kwa Twitter I'm a silent this kind of the guy anafuatanga manini za watu unasema msee anasema I'm a software engineer today but I did not see I don't have a degree or what. My problem sio hiyo. The issue is let me start from when I joined campus. I'll be quick. So for me, my case is simple. Mimi, I'm a village boy, by the way. Nilimaliza high school from inaitwa extra county high school, and then nilikuwa na passion ya computers. Nilikuwa nimejaribu a lot of things na computers, so nikaandika kila kitu, computer engineering, electrical and electronic. But kuna msee aliniambia computer science ni kitu mbaya sana, akaniambia usiai apply, akaniambia haina kazi. So I never wrote anything computer science kwa nini yangu. So anything else about computer, but specifically not computer science. Because nilikuwa najua hiyo kitu haina kazi. Wase wengi wamefanya computer science hawana kazi. Ati ni science ya computer au ina nini. Unajua explanations za village. So nikaingia campus. The first year ikaenda, unajua vile inakuanga mbio juu ya kuchangamka. The next year ndio nikaanza kujua some few things. Tukaanza kufunzwa concepts za programming and na Pascal. There's a language inaitwa Pascal by the way, for those of you wenye hamjui.
I think this is on every campus. Lazima kila mtu anze nayo.
Yeah. And then of course
Kwa maseno anaongea.
Ngoja hata wewe.
Nilifanya gani?
Ngoja niongee kwanza.
Really serious.
So nikafanya hivyo, nikafanya everything else. Of course mimi nilikuwa na passion ya programming, so nikafanya na Java and everything else. So by the time niko third year nilikuwa pro already kwa Java peke yake plain. Then nikamalizia all the other stuff. Of course niko na a lot of skills by then, nafanya networking, nafanya hardware, nafanya a lot of other things. Hizo ni skills, some of them niligather kwa campus, some of them niligather somewhere else. Where I work currently are the same people we met at campus. Kenye Sigu alikuwa anasema. For networking purposes, I did the attachment hapo, alafu early, was it late last year ndio wakanitafuta. Wakaniambia by the way, looks like it ulikuwa unafanya hapa ilikuwa poa sana. Why don't you come join us? Usukume. Aya. Hiyo ni line 1, line 2. Kwenda campus in this country wanasema lazima ufike qualification fulani, of course basically. Unless you go the other way, which most of the people also prefer to do, but we cannot really blame that kama sikuenda campus ama nilienda ilikuwa because of this or this. No, the fact is some of the people wali qualify, some of the people they just chose to go to campus because they could afford. Now let's go fast forward because nikianza kuongea nitamaliza kesho. Aya, let's start from this junction here, where watu wakisema tech au techie wanajiita techie, and yet what they do is only programming. Hiyo imeingia ndani ama haijaingia?
Hii imeingia kabisa.
Iko hapo kwa junction pia.
Sasa programming.
Hapana, mimi niko na beef.
Ngoja niongee kwanza, maswali mtaleta nikimaliza.
Ouch.
Aya. Sasa programming is a very small bit in tech. Are we together? and it's about building stuff. I from my perception, from my perspective, I'm mostly a business guy, and I know it's about siku sometimes usemanga si you build solutions. Mse ukituambia unataka event, si ati tunakundia app, no, tunakujengea tent. We solve your issues. We don't develop apps. Ukisikia mse anasema I want to develop app to do this, I want to develop app to do this, unasema no, you should be solving a problem really. Lakini sasa there's a larger scope in tech. Outside there kuna certifications. Hata by the way, acha ni brag kidogo, pia mimi niko certified mambo na cloud, niko certified mambo na networking. So it's like a growth kutoka hile campus nilienda. But generally mimi ni ule mse nilitoka village, so nikaambiwa wewe soma kwanza umalize. So hii mambo mnasema sijui gap nini yo no hapana. Haingemeka kwangu. So mimi nilisukuma hadi nikamaliza. So let me acha nijaribu kusummarize mbio. So ile design enye mse anasema mimi ni software engineer, na ako mahali anafanya mahali, for some reason ako na degree ama hana, lakini the contribution yenye anafanya ni mostly kelele. You know these guys wanasema no, we are working on this stuff, lakini ukienda ukae chini nayo mwambie hebu sikiza tufanye hivi boss, wewe ni show, wewe uliandika side gani kwa hii kitu, wewe ulichangia wapi kwa hii kitu? Anasema hapana, unajua we are working as a team, sasa tukifanya aje tunafanya hivi. So that is a typical college graduate degree holder blah blah blah, hiyo Kiingereza yote mweka hapo pamoja. And then these are the guy who has the skills but possibly went to campus or not. So this guy sasa mwenye ukimuuliza ana solve problems akitumia the skills alipata kutoka campus. Unapata sasa there's someone who is totally different mwenye hakuna those skills, kwenye alitoa hatujui, either alitoa campus ama alitoa wapi, lakini the fact is ana solve problems. So those are almost 4 points. One, there's a guy who has skills but hatujui anatoka wapi. Two, there's a guy who has skills na amezunguka ameingia campus amefanya most of the things, na one of them is programming. And then there's of course the other one mwenye amekuwa made in market really. Yeah, so that's my split kind of view. But for me, the fact that watu wana discuss like wanasema degree ni important ama si important, no, it's because watu wanajaribu ku magnify the small things. But ukiuliza those guys when wali drop wanakuambia we have to work extra hard to prove ourselves, because hatuna any other thing ya ku prove that we went to school. It's only what we do that can prove that. Aya, is that clear? I think kulikuwa kuna mtu alikuwa na waswali ama nilikuwa swali.
Yeah, that's clear. I agree Kenye umesema Kirene. Sijaona swali anywhere.
Iko clear?
Yes, I have something. Yeah, I have something before Kirene aende.
Sure.
Yeah, on the point yenye umesema, like for you to be techy, you need to like know a lot of different things. So I kind of usually have a different opinion about that. Okay, the other time I was speaking with Frank. Frank is in here. Yeah, I've been doing a number of interviews lately, and yeah, it happens that okay, some of the interviews will want you to know to be the techie kind of guy, but most people really want you to be very good at what you are doing. Yeah, because I've been looking for opportunities in Java, so you find that like the first interview you'll do is the general computing, but when you advance to the second or third interview, they really get down to that thing that they want to hire you for. So my opinion is usually to like be good in that specific area that you want to do, but then you just open to other things like I don't know networking, and I'm not really ready to start reading about networking. So I chose to do Java, so that is what I yeah.
Yes,
so
sure.
that is my opinion about
yes, of course I agree with you that you have to be lazima uive kwa kenye unafanya, si lazima ukue jack of all trades. And I'll also agree if someone ana living from programming, and then that is it. Kwani ni lazima si lazima mtu mwingine akuwe satisfied that ati ndio ukue techie lazima ukue na hivi na hivi na hivi. Hapana, if you consider yourself a techie and you only do this period, yes, that's okay. Yeah, so that's my small perception. Yeah.
Okay.
Alafu Keronei.
Yeah.
Sasa nataka tu kuongezea kwa hiyo yenye ulikuwa unasema, alafu na Austin alikuwa ameuliza. Nimeandika kwa chat, knowing a lot of things is not an expectation that you are proficient in all of them. So umesema wewe ni msoa Java, si ndio? But to be a better Java programmer if you understood how a CPU works and RAM. You'd be a way programmer in Java if umejua utaandika nini poa za Java if you understood just how the memory works. You'll start thinking about the memory and how to make your code efficient and all that. If you're using
unapata kwa campus.
Ati?
Na hiyo unapata kwa campus.
Hiyo unapata kwa campus. Ndio hii najaribu kumwambia. So, if you're using Java for the web, then you have to have an idea of what is HTTP. What is MQTT? As in easy vitu za TCP/IP, you need
Sigu, let me correct you. Sigu.
Yes, Sigu. Yes.
Relax. If we were learning things that are up to date, then we would make that argument. If you were learning, if you were learning, for example.
Tunakupoteza. Fanya aje
American curriculum class.
Yeah.
Fanya aje Ruben, we are losing you. Just zima your camera so that bandwidth inaweza kuwa big.
Not famous.
Tunakupata sasa.
Na utoe mask. Pia ni uongee vizuri, toa mask. Huyu amepotea. Sasa nilikuwa nasema
nilikuwa nasema Ari.
We've
learned old things. We've done very old things.
Ruben.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like what?
Old things actually are the things that are the foundations for what you're doing right now.
Ngoja nataka nisikie. Sema Ruben, wewe ndio nataka nikusikie sana.
If for example, kama ni vitu kama this logic stuff and basically the fundamentals of computing, instead of doing them with an old language like C or COBOL like I was doing when I was in like third year, you can there are more modern languages you can do that stuff with that are more faster, that are more efficient, like C++. But they won't teach you that. They will teach you what they were taught in 1980s to teach in 1990s, but we are in 2020. You see?
Hapo lazima nipinge. Let me say this very fast. One second. Kama kitu inakulipia bills, mtu asiniambia ati ni ya 1970 nini period, that is it.
See, that's not my point. My point is you are taught things you can't apply in the current ecosystem. You can't apply. Sasa hiyo utaenda kuandika code ya basic copy kwa Java, you see? You can't. If it's a degree, if it's a degree, I know it's not the language, I know. Kama even security, unafunzwa sahi firewall when we are using updated stuff in security. So it's like, if it's a degree, let it be relevant content. If not that, let me teach my own stuff. Let me learn my own stuff from elsewhere.
Ruben,
I couldn't agree more.
Ruben, let me tell you something about umeenda kwa totally different discussion, and the discussion is that the languages has its ID. Smalltalk is a language that was introduced in 1970. I don't remember who did it. Na how ndio alianzisha stories za object-oriented programming. The object-oriented programming ya Smalltalk was a concept that works similarly to what Erlang inafanya sahi. And it's what Java is based upon.
Yes, true.
So,
yes,
if
true.
someone taught you Smalltalk today, Ruben, if someone taught you Smalltalk today, you can comfortably learn Erlang and go with it. If you understood the concept of OOP in Smalltalk, then you can do Java comfortably. And you can do C++ comfortably. After kina Smalltalk wametokea, then C++ came up to bring the object-oriented nature of a kina Smalltalk into C. and that's where C++ was born. So mimi venye nilifanya C.
Okay, so let me interrupt you a bit.
Kidogo tu. Venye nilifanya C shule ilinisaidia ku understand what a method is, how it works, how do you call it, how do you declare variables, which I use in Elixir, I use it in JavaScript, I use it in every single damn thing. They don't teach me.
You have to relearn the syntax, right?
Ruben, the university will never teach you how to get a job. It is not their job to teach you how to get a job. It is their job to do so that you
so would you prefer this as an employer? So Sigu, as an employer, would you rather employ someone with a degree and no current knowledge, or someone with current knowledge and not degree?
Ruben, everyone in our company right now never knew Elixir. They learned on the job because they had concepts in other languages that helped them learn Elixir and get proficient.
Okay. Yeah. So if you had a vacancy right now, and one person knows Elixir and the other one doesn't, who will you take? One person has been coding Elixir. One person has been coding Elixir for a few years. The other one knows OOP but not Elixir. Who will you choose?
Okay. Can I add the third person, Ruben? I can add this. Yes, Muslim?
Yes, I wanted to add something about what Ruben is saying. I think he's correct because, what Sigu you are talking about is personal effort. Because, yes, we go to campus, we are being taught these things. Let me tell you, there are some people, right now we are done with fourth year, but some people are always like inboxing you, asking you, yeah, this code we were writing, we were printing some asterisks. What do you usually do with them? I hear you get paid to write code. What do you do with them? So most of the things that we really need to do is a personal effort. As much as we are in school, we are being taught these things. Most of the things that help when you are now like learning a new language is personal effort. Like today there's an article I wrote about moving from Java to Kotlin. Then some guy reached to me that, yeah, I've read your article and I've understood Java more than I thought I knew it. So I was like, I was taking people to Kotlin, but from the article, somebody understood Java. So I think the knowledge that is being instilled in us in school, it can be important if you have some personal input on your own, and like uelewe tu kitu after that. But ile tu like the basic and unapewa, if you don't put any personal input, then it's like nothing.
Hata venye na kujibu Ruben pia venye tu umesema, nitaendelea na kuongezea kwa hii ya Ruben. Number one, let's agree.
Ni kama uende kusoma medicine, kwanza ufunzwe na ng'ombe juu zinatembeanga the same na binadamu, alafu ukienda hosi.
Okay, Ruben. Ruben, if you're going to do some machine learning, are you going to learn Python or machine learning?
I'm going to learn the fundamentals of machine learning.
Perfect. Now, if I decide to teach you the fundamentals of machine learning using Pascal, how am I wrong? You see, the language you speak, exactly my point. That is my point. The language you speak is irrelevant.
You see, what comes is when you're using an old language, old tools, old machines. Like when you get someone from class and take them.
Ruben,
like for example, I was posted.
I think there's something Ruben is forcing here.
Ruben.
Let's get some order. There's something Ruben is forcing. Possibly, Ruben, what's your point in like one statement? What's your stand about?
In my statement, in my whole point.
Yes, what's your whole points? Because I'm seeing there's something you're arguing out, but some people here
about like my general experience with campus, especially the computer science curriculum.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, especially the computer science curriculum in Kenya. It's outdated. It's basically you can't get someone from class and expect them like just class and nothing else and expect them to do anything. I started doing projects for 4th-year students in second year. I was doing projects for them in their 4th-year projects because they didn't know anything in doing 4th year, but they've only been learning everything else. I think when I had a first class actually. They don't
Yeah,
know code, they don't know
let me say
planning,
something.
they don't know anything.
Let me mention something,
So,
Mr. Ruben. Huh?
complete,
No,
it's either we have a complete.
no, let me mention this. 1 minute I mention this. In campus, this is what I learned. I learned about the binary stuff. I learned about the logic gates. I learned about the sets, and I don't know, there's this unit of mathematics. It's a bit tough about, it involves a lot of arithmetic on those binary stuff, subsets, and such stuff. Those are foundational concepts, regardless of the language, and it won't be outdated unless you introduce a computer that uses 3 bits or 4 bits, or as in terms of 0, 1, 2, 3 or something. Because when I'm working with C++ and whatever, and doing my own stuff, it reaches the very bare metal stuff when I find that the concepts I got from school are still the same solid ones. But one thing I would agree with you is there are some small issues here and there that are outdated in campus, but the whole thing is not outdated completely.
Okay. So I am sorry to say, but I think I'm going to agree with Ruby. You can't honestly use old tools to teach new technologies. If there is an advanced tool to teach,
I have a question.
let me finish and then you can take over. Like if there's an
I just have a
advanced,
question because
okay,
you are addressing that thing. I just wanted to know.
okay,
Which are these old tools? You know, at this moment, you just have to mention because I had an example of C. You cannot call
Let me
C
give
an
you an
old
example.
tool and it's still
Let me give you an example. Okay?
fundamentals. So unless you give us these names, don't say old tools.
No,
Hey, Magak,
And
let me
don't
give you a
tell
good
us
example.
Visual
And I
Basic.
posted it on my
Which
state as well.
campus teaches Visual Basic?
let Ruby
That's high
talk.
school.
Wait,
Yeah, just give us an example.
even not about code. So, for those who see my status, there's a thing I posted about
Austin, just a minute. Let Ruby finish and then.
Everybody keep quiet and give us the
yeah.
of the
So,
old tools, please.
so there's this example I posted about UI UX design. So, 4.1, I was learning UI UX design. So I was learning it as a unit in class at the same time and on my own on YouTube. On YouTube, I was learning Figma. In class, I was learning something called Pencil. I'm pretty sure almost none of you has heard of Pencil because it's no longer in use anywhere in, outside here. So Pencil was used probably when Windows XP was being used and, very old stuff, very old Nini. So it was being used when, before Android Studio, what's this thing that was being used before Android Studio?
Pencil is still there and the Windows still updates it.
No, let me say something
Windows
here.
still updates the draw.
So you find out
Windows
Pencil
still
can't be used
updates
anywhere
that
to make any
software.
model.
Unatuambia nini? Windows still updates
Which
that
campus
software.
did you go to, Ruben? Which campus did you go
I
to?
won't also asking which campus did you go to?
Used to design any modern interfaces ever. I tried. It can't.
I know it can't,
Because it uses.
the thing is, Ruben.
So there's no compatibility
Ruben.
them using Pencil to
Ruben.
design stuff.
Ruben. It's one simple thing. Personally, if you want to talk about the in tech related, I think let's be concerned. I know we're talking about computer science. First, if it is something like IT, if somebody is something like computer technology, if it is something like information science, maybe informatics can count, but computer science, if you read any of those I counted, just put yourself outside this bracket because you're talking about archives, library, document management, something. So I'm still putting my point. So the thing is, I just want to use the example of what I passed through. That's my university. And there's a day we were analyzing this thing, I think with Marvin or with Harun, and the likes. And there's one thing that comes out very clearly. Can you kindly mute if you're not having business in this chat? So the thing is, if you look at that curriculum, even currently how it is, the way you say updated what, it is very good and very detailed. We just being taught about inaitwa nini hiyo kitu, calculus, being taught about data structures and algorithms, digital electronics, electric circuits, about about computer architecture. You're being taught about MATLAB. We even taught about the neurons and even something on data analysis, programming languages, UX, UI design, all those stuff. And whatever the problem always not lies about the curriculum, is always about the people who deliver this. And to be honest, even if I tell you, Ruben, for whatever the courses that were so detailed that could have much help you, most of campus guys really always even like those lecturers who don't go deep into. And I can remember when we were doing about computer, it was a computer system design. We had some lecturer from Finland, and that course was the hardest in campus because he went into nitty-gritties one after the other in every lecture. That thing was so tough. End of the day, you learn something. So the thing is, these lecturers are the problem. The problem is not even that curriculum, the way it is so deep in itself. So there's another thing. I have a friend who studied in TUK, pure mathematics, and he got 75. So this guy got a scholarship to go to SA, and he's doing something on, I think, programming stuff, computer programming stuff, and this time he passed that, and from 75 to 85 masters, and is about algorithms, just with calculations determining at what points, if you have say 2-3 algorithms given the data you want to use, which one is the best to use and why. So that is what he's doing, is research, or inaitwa thesis in messages of it, but that's what he is doing. And we had a very interesting discussion like a month or two ago, actually a month, and he was telling me this: if you really want to do something, say masters, don't consider doing it in Kenya. He was there doing masters for a year, but it was like in campus, he missed like everything. You see, so that's the problem. And he was telling me, according to the courses he saw in his campus, they could be a very good advantage. But because our lecturers don't really go deep into this, at the time he's doing his masters, really have to go and dig back to what he did and know them better. So the point is not even about the structure. Whatever the structures you given, guys of today just you want to say, I know Node.js and I can run with Vue.js and backend Node.js and you're done. But there's so much underlying into that. I've really seen guys who didn't do computer science who try to code, and sometimes you give them simple fundamentals. Like personally, I was taught with C. I did C and Java and up to date, and that's why guys might say that I jump into language. It's just I really know if it's OP. I really know how OP works. Even if you give me, try me today, give me C#, I'll do a project with it complete. But it's OP. The thing is, I was taught, and every time I write code, I remember. Oh, so because there's one thing which ilinisumbua sana in OP, and that was pointers, arrays, and stuff. And you realize if you really don't know those, then it's so hard getting, the concepts of OP. Until today, you really give someone even a project with a simple one, and they really even can't transfer the code and customize it for them to use it in their own way. Why? Learn Java in 30 days and you think you've gone. Like, it really goes deep. If you really think you really don't know something about data structures, I'm sure if you go and dig on your notes on campus about algorithms and data structures, they will help you up to date. I'm sure if you go and dig something about the OOP you just ignored in campus and read about those concepts, polymorphism and scapulation, they never change. until to date, you know. So whatever the thing, these concepts, if you really want to know something about, let me say, digital electronics, or if you want to know something about, just go to your second year notes. They will still help you up to date. The fact that you didn't concentrate much about them and did give them deeper thought on those doesn't mean you just come here and complain to us that your campus didn't help you. Let's just all mourn in one basket, which we all share. We're lazy lecturers. But on our part, if you really want to know these things, really have to dig deep. And that's it. That's the honest truth. Even with the whole stuff we have in Kenya. You know,
Hey, Magago.
I'm finishing with this way. If you have this call next time, just everybody go to what you did from first year to fourth year, every course topic, and let's list them and now see which one is not relevant. Now from that point, we make the point. Tell me which is not. The fact that you had Java and your lecturer just gave you paper, write if else on paper, doesn't mean that you didn't, that thing is not in campus. Data structures and algorithms taught even 3 times, HCI, UX, and design. The fact that they used pencil, blame your lecturer, not the course. The course has UX. UX evolves. The course has OP. If your lecturer decided to use Fortran, so mungemwambia tumie C# bus. No.
It's true.
That's just in the one basket and just mourn that we have lazy lecturers. But the course, let me tell you, is good. Up to now, you can still go and dig to your notes in second year and they will help you.
It's true, Maka. I agree, but sasa the topic for leo ilikuwa like the relevancy of getting that concept.
I was just making it clear because me nimesikia tu discussion ingine hapo imekuja. So I was just making it clear. Whatever the point is, it just does so much lies into the lecturers and somebody else. If you have
Austin, we can't hear you clearly. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Can I say
Sure,
something?
really quick.
Yeah, I'm saying, can I say something? Yeah. So as of the topic is campus dropout or campus product. So okay, as of me, yes, I've been in campus up to 4th year. So I'm in for the campus product. But there's this theory that says that if you sit with a doctor for 4 years, not in class but in the hospital, you see everything they do, they teach you that you can easily become a doctor than the person who is doing the medicine in school. Yeah, you learn a lot of things because you are doing it practically. The same way, you can be an engineer. These normal engineers who are roads and all that stuff. If you be with those people, you work with them, and like you'll have all that engineering knowledge more than the person who is doing it in class. But now the difference is that the fact that we are in a country where the degree is very important, which that one no doubt about it. It's very important. But what I usually aspire for is it's your seriousness to what you are doing, because you can be in school, but you are not serious with school. You come out zero. Then there's that person who is out there looking at how these things. You see those things, the things Magak is saying. There's somebody who is not in school, but these things people are learning in school are outside there. So unaweza chukua the all learning inaitwaje, the program, when the KU website uchukue the all of that program for computer science, then you say I don't have the capacity to go to university, but I want to learn these things such that by the end of 4 years pia mimi nisome nielewe hizi vitu zote. You will not have gone to campus, but you'll have understood these things. So it's all about your personal effort and seriousness. Sio maneno na kwenda shule ama kutoenda. Yeah, sure. That's my stand.
Okay, thank you, Austin. I completely agree. I actually completely agree with all of you. So for this topic, for this particular concept of campus dropout or umalize campo, or the people who actually don't want to take computer science at all, and the people kuna sisi who actually regret taking the course in the first place because we feel like most of the things can be self-taught or most of the things can be mentored. Anyway, different concepts, different people. So I think it just depends on a person. There are people who dropping out has really worked out for them. I'm sure you know such people. There are people who finished campus and they can actually attribute their success to finishing campus. Akina Liz na Akina Joy. Respect. There are people who do not want to look computer science a second time because haiko atakuwa their plan. They just want to do their thing. And it's completely okay to go either way. Sawa sawa. So we can never get to a consensus on this topic, but just know that if it's the concept, you can get it from anywhere. You can get it from campus, you can get it from your book. Yeah, literally. Because
no,
yeah.
You cannot get to a consensus that you're giving us a consensus.
No, it's not a consensus. I'm just telling you, it's different concepts, different people.
Getty.
It applies differently.
Getty.
Yeah?
Just two things before you finish up.
Sure.
One, if you really have the opportunity of going to school, be a learned fella.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ever escape that opportunity. Even if it's arts, even if it's media, communication. Just the being in class itself opens your mind a lot. It makes you, and again, interacting with people, communication,
Yeah.
know how to work with people, networking in itself, exposure. There's so much. Then number two, any tech related, if you really want to do something past your degree, just don't consider doing it in Kenya.
Okay, so the Kenyan system is messed up.
Yeah, for masters, don't do it in Kenya.
Okay. That's good advice. It's not a consensus, it's just a conclusion. Sawa sawa. So we are even for undergrad. Okay, mmesikia. Mwende maju. So I think we can finish up. We're a little bit past time. Monique, really?
Monique, basta zake 540, fly 540. Huyu ni makando. Ruben.
Yes,
ndio saa ya Uyole imefika. Monica.
Ati nini hiyo?
Saa ya Monica ya Uyole imefika sasa.
So, guys, we're a little bit out of time na the recording bado inaendelea. So I'll ask Chantel to stop the recording alafu tunaweza endelea na after party. Sigu, you have something to say? I guess not. Okay, thank you guys. I'll see you on the next one.
Maybe you can be
I know.
By the way, just so you know.
Ruben, so unasema ajui Ruben. Ulifundishwa Visual Basic. Get it stop.
No? Okay.
Niko na nini? Niko na kitu ingine. Okay, kama Arimis. Unafanya nini Arimis? Sijui kama.
Monique.
Aya, guy. Oi.
Chantel. Chandeleta.
Maliza recording.
Yes.
Stop recording.
Oh, okay. So.